So you have the third book of your series out right now.
Absolutely. The Project Morgenstern is the third book in the Consortium Thriller series. It's been released in April here in the United States. I'm extremely proud to have these three books here.
How? Because they were written in French.
Yes, I am a French writer. I live in Brittany, the west of France, 300 kilometers from Paris. And the funny thing with this series that I wrote the first one in my garden, and I keep writing in my garden, call it Superstition. And I never expected this book to be read by more than 50 or 60 persons. And it became almost instantly a bestseller in France. So now it's translated in every continent. But the States means a lot to me because I've always been, I would say, a victim of the American dream when I was a teenager. And so the masters of the thrillers come from the United States, and joining them in a way, at least in this ThrillerFest, and being translated in English, talking to an audience that is used to the best thrillers ever written, really means something.
Yeah, and some of these books take place in the States as well.
Yes, because there are several main characters, I would say, but there is one that appears. You understand that it's really is the hero of the series only at the middle of the first book. But the main character you follow from the start is an American trader working in Manhattan, living in Manhattan. In the first book, that's where he is. In the third book, he lives in New Jersey. He's married to a policewoman. So I try to be as close as possible as the real American way of life can be in different places. And also, since the series is about secrets from World War II, the American and the Russians were in a real war to get the scientists. For instance, maybe you heard about Operation Paperclip in Europe. At the end of World War II, the American Secret Services tried to catch scientists who worked on the V2 program, and the most famous is Werner von Braun, and he was taken by the United States through Operation Paperclip with 400 other scientists, and they grabbed him before the Russians, and that's how the NASA was able to go for the moon.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So that's the kind of stuff I work on.
Do you do a lot of research?
Actually, a lot. It took me 3 years to write the Consortium Thriller series, but only 1 year was just writing. It took me 2 years only research, watching documentaries, interviewing people who were in the resistance, people who really saw the war and fought it, also with economists and scientists, because I talk about science a lot. So it took me about twice as long to research for the book as to write it.
Oh, wow. That takes a lot of patience, I think.
I would say it's more patient than patience, you see. The journey I try to bring to my readers is a journey I go on myself. I mean, what I learn, I try to use in the book, but I learn it myself. The places my characters go, some I know, some I don't, so I have to make a lot of research on that. And all I do in the series, I do not market anything. I mean, when a joke is silly, and if it makes me laugh, then you will find it in the book. Because I'm a silly man, and I like silly humor. But when it's sad on me first. So I never forget that I am a reader. And in a way, I started writing because I wanted to write books I couldn't find, in a way.
Oh, okay, so you wanted to write something that you would want to read.
Because there is, of course, the thriller aspect in the way it is built, in the way the chapters end, in the page-turner philosophy I have. But also it's an adventure book, and in this aspect it's very French because it has something to do with the Three Musketeers from Alexandre Dumas. And this is exactly my culture. So I wanted to mix adventure and thriller at the same time.
Oh, cool. And now for it being translated from French into English, what do you think are some of the challenges of translating a book?
I think the hardest thing is humor. I mean, one of the things people don't know is that when people were sent to concentration camps, they kept joking all day long. But I mean, jokes you and I would do, then we would be sent to jail. It's really dark humor. But they wanted at any price to save laughter, because laughter is humanity. And what barbarism tries to kill first is laughter. So they would laugh all the time, making bad jokes. So most of my characters, when the situation becomes extremely dangerous and when they have no idea what to do just to save their life, most of them think stupid things or say something a little bit funny. So I think it's the hardest stuff to do when you translate, is to catch the humor or the spirit of the sentence, because sometimes behind the humor you have more than that. You can have despair that can sweat through that. So I think it's really the hardest part. After that, I don't think there is much problem translating a thriller, even a French one. Because also, the thing is that the people who inspired us are American. So the way we build our story is a little bit like a movie. The point of views are a little bit like camera angles. So in the structure, there is, I would say, no difference between the way we tell a story, between the way you American people are used to reading a story.
Right. Oh, interesting. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.